Everybody loves diamonds in Minecraft. It is really the highest tier, obviously ignoring netherite, because netherite is like an addition to diamond. I mean, let's be honest. You need diamond stuff before you get netherite, so finding more diamonds is always good in Minecraft. Here are two different techniques that you may not know about, maybe you do, on how to find diamonds in a different way than normal. Okay, this isn't just like, oh, go to Y level 12 or 14. No, totally different method, and two different methods, and it's really, really interesting. So let's jump into it. Starting out with the method that doesn't work as well as the other method, but it is definitely a method. This one, you do need either a swamp biome or a river biome. This is found by Matthew Bolin, and it only works in Java Edition. And I'm going to give you the instructions for 1.17. So sorry those of you who are on Bedrock Edition, this video is just not for you. So in this method, we are going to be looking for clay in the swamp biome or in a river biome. And you want it to look symmetrical so you can find the center really easily. So that's symmetrical clay right there. And I have these blocks on top. But as you can see, that is a perfect sort of circle right there. And from the middle, you're going to face south. So hit F3, make sure you're facing south. And then dig 3 away from the middle. So that means that there's 2 blocks of space. And then the third one is your hole. And just dig straight down. And with this one, woohoo, we went through the bedrock, but there it is, we have diamond. This works for me about 50% of the time. So I did that in this swamp biome. Unfortunately, this swamp biome isn't very big, but it worked every once in a while. So you can see it didn't work there, it worked there. Over here, we have 2 that didn't work on either of those. And you may be thinking like, well, why are you missing a lot of these? Well, if we turn on chunk borders, things get a little bit weird around the chunk borders. So right here, theoretically, we should dig down right here. And we should have, and I'm going to just cap that so all the water's gone. Theoretically, we should get some diamonds. And it looks like we're also running into an abandoned mine shaft here. But I've found that around chunk borders, oh look, we did. We found diamonds. There we go. Wonderful. So this one actually worked right here on the chunk border. So around chunk borders, I've had a little bit of less success, but you obviously that may vary. And let me see, I should have some more. There's one that worked. There's a green one that worked, and then we just had another one that worked. So that's the first method, which is to find these clay deposits at the bottom of swamps or river biomes, and then dig down just 3 blocks from the center of the deposit. This next method is actually one that I like a lot more. And the reason that I like it a lot more is because when I am looking for diamonds, I tend to not want to like just use some like really weird method. I would rather just go to level 12 and start mining in a direction. And I tend to find diamonds more often that way. And this method lends itself to doing that. But every time you see lapis, you need to pay attention. So we're in this huge space that I have removed every block but diamond and lapis. And you'll find out why in just a second. But all of this is naturally generating. I have not placed a single block here. I've only removed naturally generated blocks. This method was found out by Icy Winds, plural wins, and it uses lapis as your indicator. So obviously if you run into diamonds, like you found diamonds, congratulations, you don't need a weird method. But if you run into lapis, now you need to start paying attention. Before, the earlier method, you went south. In this method, you face north. So we're here at F3. If I look towards north of the lapis, it tends to be that 4 blocks away, 1, 2, 3, 4, you will find a deposit of diamond north of the lapis. Now, it could be above or below. So right here we have some lapis, 1, 2, 3, 4, and as you can see, the diamond is below this lapis. And then over here, you can see the diamond is below that lapis as well. So if you run into lapis, move 4 blocks away, and then you need to start looking up or down. and it tends to be down because that just tends to be where diamond is. Now, I have found a few exceptions to this rule, and also it's not all the time, but as you can see, it's pretty friggin' often. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, you can find the diamond just below. Now here, yeah, oh, no, never mind. I thought this was an exception. Nope, 1, 2, 3, 4. There's the diamond. It's really, really far away, but it's there. But like right here, okay, this one looks like we have a bust here, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. You wouldn't find anything, but chunk borders do come into play, and it looks like we are right here on a chunk border. So if you run into a chunk border using this method, you can basically start your count back at the beginning of the border. So right here is the lapis. Obviously, the border's right here. This would be a kind of a weird one to try to figure out. But the idea is that, here, let's find a different piece of lapis here. Here's one. So the idea is that right here with the border so close, you go 1, 2, and then you hit the border. Well, then you start your count back on the other side of the border. Remember, you can use F3 and G to see it. So starting your count here, you would go 1, 2, more blocks. And as you can see, we do have the diamonds right here where they should be on the other side of the border. So it's almost like a infinite loop here. That's when you, that's how you can start counting again. So going back to this lapis here, it happened to spawn directly on the border. So if you head back to the other side and count out 1, 2, 3, 4, there we go. We have the diamonds that we were expecting. And this is like super surprising how often this works. I'm shocked. Now, every once in a while it doesn't. Like right here, here's one. 1, 2, 3, 4. Maybe you could consider it spawning in the middle of that chunk, but we go over here. We don't have diamonds below or above. So right here, you would have had a dud. But as you can see from, like right here's another one. Yeah, we would have had a dud right there. Unless you count this as the diamonds that match up to that, but maybe not. And sometimes we just have diamonds just chilling out all alone, although right now it seems like we're getting really lucky. It really does seem like every piece of diamond is paired with lapis in some way. Like, is that one compared to a chunk border? Yes, they are inside of a chunk border. So yeah, that one's, it's incredible. It's absolutely incredible. Now, the difficult part would be how high and how low to go searching, because that doesn't seem, you know, the 4 blocks away in the northward direction, that seems to be pretty static and pretty much the same. But above and below, how far above and below you have to go searching, that does not seem very static. That seems pretty random. But if you are at a level where you are searching for diamonds and you find lapis, you have to, absolutely have to, go 4 blocks north, look above, look below, check your chunk border, and see if you're on a chunk border, and then go search on the other side of the chunk, because you could potentially find tons of diamonds using this method. Well, once again, Matthew Bolin is the person who figured out the method with the clay, and Icy Winds is the person who found out the method with the lapis. And I am just telling as many people as I can. So go out there if you're on Java Edition in 1.17 and find diamond. If you like this video, please give it a like. That really helps out the channel. And also subscribe for future tips, tricks, tutorials, spotlights, all sorts of stuff here on OMGcraft. We never stop making content. For 9 years, we've been making videos. So make sure you subscribe for more videos. See you in another one. Bye.